Welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And listen, I'm not going to jump out the window and say that last weekend was the greatest weekend of football ever, but it's definitely one of the greatest weekends that I've seen in a while, man. I don't think you could have it play out no better than that unless, one of your teams actually was one of the teams that lost, man. And it was pretty unfortunate that you actually had to have losers at all because you can say, man, almost every team deserved to keep advancing in the playoffs, man. But it was just crazy to see that every game basically came down to the last play of the game, and most of them was decided by, uh, a couple little plays right at them last drives, man, and all the games could have went either way. But the one that shocked me the most, and I would say probably shocked everybody, was Green Bay and San Francisco, right? And maybe I shouldn't have been shocked by it because I had some people tell me that like for whatever reason, Aaron Rodgers just cannot beat San Francisco, right? And I think they might have beaten them 4 times, maybe or something. It's something crazy that was going on. But for some reason, I just thought Aaron Rodgers was gonna pull it out this time. Like I thought this year was the year that he had a real good, legit shot to get back to the Super Bowl. And I'm one of those people that felt like Aaron Rodgers needs to win another Super Bowl, right? And I'll tell you the reason why. Um, I feel like a lot of people would like to say that Aaron Rodgers is a top 5 quarterback of all time. And as far as talent wise and winning in the regular season, and he does have one Super Bowl victory, you know, he's definitely as good as all the people that you would put in the top 5, right? But I just feel like it'd just be really hard for me to say a quarterback is top 5 if he's only won one time. And then he hasn't even, played in another Super Bowl. Like if he won one and then he lost one, you know, maybe it might seem a little different to me because at least I could say he went back. But there's just certain guys that when they play the game, you just feel like they're going to compete for a championship at least twice, right? And pretty much every quarterback I believe that's won 2 Super Bowls is in the Hall of Fame. And Aaron Rodgers is one of those guys that he's going to be in the Hall of Fame no matter what. But I just feel like his career could be a little disappointing if he doesn't win another one. And I thought that this was the year, man. And San Francisco just, they put an end to it, man. They put him out of his misery. But great game, man. And then you know, the Bengals, um, the Bengals had just got hot, man. And I had some conversations with some other people earlier in the season, and a couple of well, me being in the Lexington, Kentucky area, it's a lot of Bengals fans around this area, and I know some guys up northern Kentucky in the Cincinnati area, and they was telling me all year that the Bengals is different, man. And I was like, I don't know, man. They hadn't won a playoff game for 31 years. I mean, like the last time they won a playoff game, man, I was a kid, and I don't even think I cared about football at that point. Like, I might have played it a little bit outside in some little leagues, but I wasn't watching NFL every Sunday, man. I could care less at that point, probably. And they kind of one of those teams that they done had some hot teams, but they just could not get them victories in the playoffs. And now they got young stud quarterback Joe Burrow, linked up with his college wide receiver, and they look like they're going to be a deadly combination, man. And the future looks bright for them. But one thing they definitely got to do, they definitely got to figure out a way to protect Burrow, man, because he got sacked like 9 times, and I don't care how good he is, man. I just don't know if you can win a Super Bowl getting sacked 9 times. Like it's gonna be tough, and you're gonna have to ask that guy to you know, to play, you know, exceptionally great, man, and he's capable of doing it. Don't get me wrong, man, but they gonna have to tighten up that protection. But I had actually picked Tennessee to win the game. I felt like you know, they was my preseason pick to go to the Super Bowl. My preseason pick was the Rams and the Titans, right? And then obviously Derrick Henry got hurt. So, it started to look a little funny, but they still maintained the number one seed. So I was like, oh, they still got a shot. And then when I heard Derrick Henry was coming back, I was like, oh, it's time now. They about to start getting busy and they're gonna start running over teams. And Derrick Henry came back, but it just wasn't enough, man. And even though they were hitting Joe Burrow, the Bengals still pulled it off, man, in a close one. And they the fans are ready, man. They are excited, and they feel like they're going to the Super Bowl, man. But I don't know, man. They're gonna have a real tough matchup, but we'll see how it goes. Um, but the next game, man, the Rams and the Bucks, and like I said, I had picked the Rams to go to the Super Bowl in the preseason, but honestly, I felt like the Bucks was going to the Super Bowl back to back. Um, I felt like the only team that was gonna stop them is maybe the Packers with Aaron Rodgers, right? So even though I picked the Rams, I thought it was gonna end up being the Pack and the Bucks, and one of them was gonna be, represent the NFC. And as soon as the game started, you know, they just Tom Brady just didn't really look comfortable, man. The Rams defense was just going crazy, man. They were flying, all over the place and harrying Brady out of the pocket. I think they hit him early and busted his lip. Like the defense was just, it just took Brady a while to get in sync, man. And the Rams jumped out to a nice early lead, and I thought they was about to just destroy the Bucks, man. And then next thing you know, Brady just started being Brady. The Bucks just started getting more comfortable, and they made it into a game, man. And they had some opportunities late in the game to make some noise, and they just came up a little short. And it'd be really interesting to see, what happens with that team now. There's rumblings of Byron Leftwich potentially getting head coaching jobs. Um, you know, Brady's career is up in the air. Is he gonna return? Is he gonna retire? Um, I feel like Brady will probably come back. There's just something about Brady, man. I just feel like it's gonna be hard for him to quit playing football, and I feel like that probably left a bad taste in his mouth, just because he kind of played poorly in the beginning of the game, right? Like if he would have came out and been just gunslinging and on point, and they lost in the shootout, I think he would feel more comfortable about taking the L. But I think he feel like I would say he probably feels like he let the team down a little bit, and I wouldn't be surprised if he came back for another one, man. But if he doesn't, Tampa's still a nice destination. They could potentially maybe snag another quarterback. Maybe Aaron Rodgers leaves um, and goes to Tampa, or Russell Wilson, or you never know what's gonna happen with Deshaun Watson. The Texans have pretty much said he's never playing for them again. So they got to be entertaining some offers at some point. So you just never know what's gonna happen with that situation. But shout out to the Bucks. They did their thing, but they got clipped this year, and we're gonna have a new champion. Um, but man, I tell you what, that last game, the Chiefs and the Bills was crazy, man. That one was wild, and that was one of them ones where it's just like, man, you just feel like nobody should have to lose that game, man. And if they do have to lose, you just feel like they both at least deserve a chance, man. And I honestly feel like the overtime rule needs to be adjusted. You know, it kind of just comes down to, if you win the coin toss in overtime and you elect to take the ball first, you're gonna have a super high percentage of winning the game. And I know everybody wants to go, well, your defense just gotta stop them, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, but if your defense doesn't stop them, your offense should at least get a chance to score some points too, man, and see if the other team's defense can stop them. And it basically just boiled down to both quarterbacks was playing exceptionally well. You know, they was going crazy. Two young stud quarterbacks. Future of the league, and unfortunately for Josh Allen, he didn't get a chance in overtime, man. And that's probably got to sting, man. It's got to sting. Buffalo was actually the other team that, when I was going back and forth with the Titans, before I made my preseason Super Bowl pick, it was between the Titans and Buffalo, and I just decided that, I felt like with Derrick Henry, you know, and then they picked up Julio. I felt like the Titans, I gave them a little bit of the edge, but I was close to saying Buffalo, man, and they had a strong team. They kind of had some little funny moments during the season, but they picked it back up at the right time, and the game that they played against New England, man, like it scared me, because I was like, man, this team is going crazy. They probably get ready to win the Super Bowl. They look like a Super Bowl champion team, and they followed it up with another good game, man. But just they was just on the short end of the stick, and we're gonna have some good matchups for next week. Kansas City and the Who Dey Bengals, man. I haven't made my picks on this yet. I'm leaning towards Kansas City right now. But it's just something about these Bengals that's like, every time you go against them, man, they just keep coming out on top, man. So who knows, man? I can't really decide. If Joe Burrow gets some protection, man, he could go shot for shot with Patrick Mahomes, and you just have to see how it turns out. But for right now, I'm leaning towards KC, but I'm gonna wait till a little later on in the week before I actually decide. Um, but as far as the NFC with the 49ers and the Rams, I'm gonna stick with my Rams, man, just because that was my preseason pick. So I'm gonna ride them on out, man. I'm gonna ride them on to the Super Bowl, and right now I'm gonna go on and take them. But you never know, man. 49ers are hot. 49ers is running the ball effectively. You know, a lot of people don't believe in Jimmy G, man, and he could be the weakest important link left in the playoffs, man. But we see what he does, and you know, can't count none of these teams out right now, man. They all playing exceptionally well. Like everybody's been saying, man, that was just one of the best weekends of football, and everybody showed up to play. All the games was competitive, and that's what you want. That's all you can ask for as a fan, and we got that, man. And so I was excited, man. And like I said, it's a heartbreaker for a lot of teams. And unfortunately, if one of those teams was yours, man, I know it was a bad weekend for you, man. But just as far as a football fan, man, you got everything you wanted, and hopefully this week, it'll live up to the same hype, man, and we'll get 2 more great games to determine these Super Bowl contenders, man. But anyways, let me know what y'all think. How do y'all feel about last week's games, man? Was one of your teams, or was your team one of the ones that unfortunately had to walk away with the L, man? Do you think do you think we need to adjust the rules, the overtime rules? No, just let me know how you feel about last weekend, man. It's a lot to talk about, man. But tell me who your picks are. Let's get ready, man. Let me know. Sports and Discourse, Derek Stevenson.